Rule of the people, not rule of the bureaucracy. These words from Elon Musk are setting the stage for a governmental revolution. But how does he plan to make it happen? In an unprecedented move, Musk is proposing to use Dogecoin to reset the entire system of government operations. From eliminating outdated agencies to modernizing technology, his plan could change everything about how we interact with our governments. With nearly 70% of Americans supporting improved government efficiency, Musk's vision resonates with a public frustrated by ineffective bureaucracy. His proposal aims to strip away layers of regulation that have accumulated over time, potentially restoring power to citizens. This bold approach challenges the status quo, promising a leaner, more responsive government structure. Imagine a sports game where there are more referees than players on the field. Sounds chaotic, right? Well, according to Elon Musk, that's exactly what's happening in the US government. With a staggering 450 federal agencies, the bureaucratic landscape of America is more crowded than a rush-hour subway. But why is this a problem? It's not just about having too many cooks in the kitchen. These agencies often step on each other's toes, creating a tangled web of overlapping responsibilities and conflicting regulations. The result? A government that moves at a snail's pace, bogged down by its own complexity. Take, for example, the retirement process. In an age where we can send rockets to space and back, you'd think retiring would be a breeze. But Musk points out a startling reality. The US retirement system is still largely paper-based. Picture this: your retirement application slowly making its way through a maze of filing cabinets, moving at the speed of an elevator in a mine shaft. It's not just inefficient, it's almost comical. But the inefficiency doesn't stop there. The US government's technological infrastructure is a patchwork of thousands of outdated computers and software systems. These systems don't talk to each other effectively, creating information silos and slowing down processes that should be simple and streamlined. The economic impact of maintaining these antiquated systems and redundant agencies is staggering. Every year, billions of taxpayer dollars are poured into keeping this creaky machine running. It's like trying to keep a Model T on the road when everyone else is driving Teslas. The resources wasted on maintaining outdated systems could be redirected to innovation, infrastructure, or even back into the pockets of American citizens. When we compare the US government's efficiency to other developed nations, the picture becomes even clearer. Countries like Estonia have embraced digital governance, allowing citizens to vote, file taxes, and access government services online with ease. Meanwhile, the US is still grappling with fax machines and paper forms. But why is it so hard to change? The challenges of reforming deeply entrenched bureaucratic systems are numerous. For one, there's the sheer inertia of the existing system. Agencies that have existed for decades have developed their own cultures, processes, and yes, even their own fiefdoms. Changing this isn't just about updating software or streamlining processes. It's about shifting entire organizational mindsets. Then there's the political aspect. Every agency has its supporters in Congress, its beneficiaries among the public, and its lobbyists in Washington. Proposing to cut or merge agencies can quickly become a political minefield. But Musk isn't one to shy away from a challenge. His vision for streamlining federal agencies is bold and, some might say, radical. He suggests that instead of trying to reform agencies piecemeal, entire agencies need to be deleted. It's a scorched earth approach to bureaucratic reform that's sure to raise eyebrows and hackles in equal measure. Musk's argument is that the accumulation of laws and regulations over time has created a paradoxical situation where everything is legal and nothing is permitted. In other words, the sheer volume of rules and regulations has created a paralysis where taking action becomes nearly impossible without running afoul of some obscure statute or regulation. The solution, in Musk's view, isn't to tinker around the edges, but to fundamentally reimagine how the government operates. He envisions a leaner, more agile government that leverages technology to serve citizens more effectively. This could mean consolidating overlapping agencies, digitizing paper-based processes, and creating interoperable systems that can communicate seamlessly. But perhaps the most critical component of Musk's vision is the role of technology in government efficiency. The current state of government technology is a significant bottleneck. By upgrading these systems, not just with newer hardware, but with modern software and AI capabilities, the government could dramatically improve its efficiency and responsiveness. Picture a world where government efficiency rivals that of tech giants. It sounds far-fetched, but Elon Musk believes it's not only possible, it's necessary. The current state of government technology is a significant bottleneck, holding back progress and costing taxpayers billions. Despite ongoing efforts to modernize, the pace of change has been glacial. Since 2014, there's been a digitization program aimed at upgrading government processes. However, the progress has been minimal. Officials have graded their own efforts, and the result is underwhelming. They've only reached the letter B. This self-assessment reveals a stark reality. Our government's technological infrastructure is lagging far behind the private sector. The inefficiencies in government technology are so severe that they create absurd situations. Elon Musk highlighted a particularly striking example. The speed of an elevator in a mine affects the rate at which workers can retire. This seemingly nonsensical connection illustrates just how deeply entrenched and interconnected the problems are within our current system. While private companies are harnessing the power of artificial intelligence, blockchain, and cloud computing to revolutionize their operations, many government agencies are still relying on outdated hardware and software. This technological gap not only slows down processes, but also poses significant security risks. Older systems are more vulnerable to cyber attacks and data breaches, putting sensitive information at risk. The cost of maintaining these antiquated systems is staggering. Billions of taxpayer dollars are poured into keeping obsolete technology functioning, rather than investing in modern solutions that could streamline operations and reduce long-term costs. This misallocation of resources perpetuates a cycle of inefficiency and waste. Musk's vision for technological transformation in government goes beyond simply updating hardware. He sees an opportunity to fundamentally reimagine how government services are delivered and how public sector employees contribute to society. His approach focuses on innovation through technology rather than austerity measures. One key aspect of Musk's plan involves shifting personnel from low or negative productivity roles in government to higher productivity positions in the private sector. This transition, facilitated by improved technology, would increase the overall output of useful goods and services in the economy. By automating many of the outdated tasks currently performed manually, the need for thousands of government employees could be reduced, leading to significant cost savings. However, this transformation isn't just about cutting jobs. It's about creating a more dynamic and responsive government that can better serve its citizens. Imagine a future where applying for a passport, filing taxes, or accessing public records is as simple and intuitive as using a smartphone app. This level of convenience and efficiency is already a reality in some countries that have embraced digital governance. The potential benefits of modernizing government technology extend far beyond improved user experience. By streamlining processes and reducing bureaucratic overhead, the government could operate more efficiently, potentially saving billions of dollars annually. These savings could be redirected to essential services, infrastructure improvements, or even tax reductions for citizens. Moreover, a technologically advanced government would be better equipped to address complex challenges facing our society. From climate change to public health crises, having access to real-time data and advanced analytical tools could greatly enhance the government's ability to make informed decisions and respond quickly to emerging issues. Implementing such sweeping changes won't be easy. There will likely be resistance from those comfortable with the status quo or fearful of job displacement. However, Musk argues that the long-term benefits far outweigh the short-term discomfort of change. By focusing on innovation rather than austerity, his approach aims to create new opportunities and increase overall economic productivity. As we consider the potential of a technologically advanced government, an even more radical idea emerges. Imagine a world where your mortgage payments shrink, your student loans become more manageable, and inflation disappears. According to Elon Musk, this financial utopia might be closer than we think. The key? A counterintuitive approach to government spending that challenges conventional economic wisdom. Musk's latest proposal takes aim at the heart of America's financial challenges: government spending and its far-reaching economic consequences. Currently, the U.S. government operates with a significant deficit, borrowing trillions of dollars to fund its operations. This massive borrowing has wide-ranging effects on the economy, from influencing interest rates to contributing to inflationary pressures. Enter Musk's audacious plan: reduce government spending by a seemingly modest 3 to 4%. While this might sound like a small adjustment, the tech mogul argues that it could lead to a remarkable outcome, potentially eliminating inflation entirely from 2025 to 2026. This bold claim challenges long-held beliefs about the relationship between government spending and economic stability. But how exactly would this work? Musk's strategy centers on tackling the government's deficit head-on. He suggests that by reducing the deficit from $2 trillion to $1 trillion, the government would effectively decrease its debt by $1 trillion. This substantial reduction in government borrowing could have a cascading effect throughout the economy, potentially leading to significantly lower interest rates. The impact of lower interest rates extends far beyond government balance sheets. For the average American, it could mean tangible improvements in their financial situation. Mortgage payments could decrease, making home ownership more affordable. Car loans might become less burdensome. Credit card balances could shrink more quickly. Even the weight of student loans, a financial albatross for millions of Americans, could be lightened. Musk's vision goes beyond just reducing spending. It's about fundamentally reimagining the role and size of government in the economy. He argues that by improving government efficiency and reducing its overall size, we can achieve a better outcome for all Americans. The goal is to increase the output of useful goods and services, which in turn enhances the standard of living for everyone. However, implementing such significant spending cuts is no small feat. Musk acknowledges the challenges inherent in this approach, particularly the resistance likely to come from entrenched bureaucratic systems. These systems often benefit from maintaining the status quo and may push back against changes that threaten their established ways of operating. To bolster his argument, Musk points to historical examples of successful government spending reductions. While he doesn't provide specific instances, the implication is clear. It's been done before, and it can be done again. He suggests that the U.S. should study these examples carefully to implement effective spending cuts of its own. Yet, as with any major economic shift, there are potential unintended consequences to consider. Rapid government downsizing could lead to disruptions in services if not carefully managed. Essential functions must be maintained even as overall spending is reduced. The transition would require careful planning and execution to ensure that the benefits of reduced spending aren't outweighed by unforeseen negative impacts. Despite these challenges, Musk remains optimistic about the potential benefits of his approach. He envisions a more streamlined, efficient government that not only costs less to operate but also provides better services to its citizens. By focusing on innovation and efficiency rather than simply cutting budgets, Musk believes it's possible to create a government that does more with less. As we've explored Elon Musk's vision for government reform, it's clear that the potential for a more efficient and prosperous America is within reach. But this transformation isn't solely in the hands of tech visionaries or politicians. As citizens, we have a crucial role to play in shaping the future of governance. We can advocate for transparency, support initiatives to streamline bureaucracy, and push for technological upgrades in government operations. By engaging with these efforts, we become active participants in creating a more responsive and effective system. But this involvement also requires us to critically examine proposed changes and their potential impacts. As we stand at the crossroads of technological innovation and governance, we must ask ourselves, how can we balance the need for efficient government with the protection of democratic values and individual rights?